Hey everybody, I was just sitting here and I was watching YouTube and I was watching Retro Arcade Music Man, his video with Ice Climber on it. And he was talking about his $600 gallon of milk. And he said, if you have any stories like that, let me know. So, hey, I thought I would also do mine to Ice Climber to keep up with the theme. So here we go. About 4 years ago, my wife and her sister or her brother, I can't remember. Anyway, my wife and one of her siblings was had gone into town, and on the way back, they needed to stop and get some gas. So they stopped in town to get some gas. And just as my wife was getting ready to get out of the car, this woman backed up into her car. She was sitting there at the gas pump. And she just backed up into my wife. And of course, my wife didn't really know what to do. The woman gets out and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "Don't call the police. Let me just pay, I have insurance, I'll take care of this," and blah, blah, blah. So my wife called me and asked me, well, what should I do? I told my wife, I said, well, don't listen to her, just call the police anyway. So my wife called the police, and the police get there and discover that this woman is driving without insurance. And not only does she not have insurance, she doesn't have a driver's license. She's driving on a suspended license. So she tells the cop that, well, the reason she backed into the car was because she was in the process of vomiting because she was pregnant. So the police, instead of just towing this car, they let this lady call some random person to come and drive this car away, even though it doesn't have any insurance. And in the state of Indiana, a car must have valid insurance to drive. So they just let somebody with a driver's license come and drive this car away. So anyway, the next day, I have insurance, but I called my insurance company and they're like, well, we won't do anything because at the time I didn't have non-insured motorist on my thing. So I was like, well, I'll just go and get some estimates and send the stuff to this lady. And so I went and got an estimate, and she'd backed into the driver's side door. So I went and had the estimate. The estimates were between $2,500 and $3,000. So I get the estimates and I send them to this woman, certified mail. Of course, I never get any response back. So I call a lawyer, and of course the lawyers, they don't want to do anything because with her not having insurance and not having any prospects of anything, there's no money in it for them. So they don't even want to talk to me on the phone. They're like, well, go file a small claims court thing, blah, blah. So we go to the courthouse, $350, and there's no guarantee that anything will happen. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just forget this, because we didn't have a lot of money at the time because we had just gotten married and kind of have a fixed income. So I just let it go, because it's like I'm never going to get anything out of this woman anyway. I think the only people that ever going to make any money on that is the state, which they'll impose fines and stuff. And they said, oh, she'll never get her driver's license back after this. So the only one who really won was the state, because they'll impose a bunch of fines and stuff on her that she has to pay no matter what. But me, the injured party, will never recoup any of those losses. So about $10 worth of gas cost me about $3,000. And I don't think, to this day, I don't think my wife and I, and before, this woman said that she was in the process of vomiting because she was pregnant when So we went and pulled the surveillance video at the gas station, and basically when we pulled the surveillance footage, she was looking the wrong way and backing out the wrong way out of directional parking. She was looking completely the opposite way and everything. And so anyway, she was just a liar from the get-go. But that's my story. $3,000 gasoline. So if anybody else has anything similar, go over to Retro Music Man and comment there, or leave him a video and tag him in it. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for watching.